Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Get Real with Real Estate. Maximus and I, we welcome you. We cannot wait to share with you this incredible show that we have prepared for you. Today's guest is just incredible. She is the author. That's right, she wrote a book called Short Sales Uncensored. She's actually known as the queen of the short sale. She is an incredible agent, real estate professional through and through. Her team and herself, year after year, managed to be one of the top teams in North Texas. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome the one and only, the queen of short sale, Nicole Espinosa. Nicole, thank you so much for being with us. We are so excited that you're here with us.
Hey, absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
So Nicole, I know that this whole thing has created so much anxiety, but before we get into all of that, I know you've experienced a lot of stuff. Just tell me, how's it been for you this crazy times just within your family? I've seen a couple of good TikToks with your kids and all that good stuff. So
Trying to figure out like what our new normal is, right? With adjusting to no school and still trying to do business on a high level and lead the people in my organization. So the blessing, I think, out of all of this is it's kind of forced us to slow down. It was funny because before all of this, I had so many trips planned and so many events. And then it went from, oh my gosh, I don't even have any time to, okay, I have all the time in the world, you know? And so definitely, I think it's been a blessing to really look at it from that aspect of just slowing down in general, slowing down and really being home more. And it's, definitely been, I have a 5-year-old, a very, very strong-willed 5-year-old, and I am a single mom. So we have, me and her have gone at it, but we have come up with a pretty good system, and I'm really grateful for my support system and my awesome team because they've all independently, we've got them all set up working from home. So even though it has been crazy, really the communication, it's forced us all to level up on our communication, which has been actually a huge blessing because we've been able to take the time to really fine tune like our process and our relationships. So I think the blessing out of all of this is just being able to focus on your relationships and strengthen them through this. So.
Yeah, no, and I think you brought a really, really good point. A couple of things that you actually brought up was the fact that you were able to spend some time with your kids, which is awesome, but also with your team. So tell me a little bit about the mechanics with your team. I know that business has not been the same as we are used to, but how has it been with your team, and how are you guys coping with your business with the situation that we find ourselves in the last couple months?
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, in the beginning, there was so much uncertainty. It was just like, okay, let's just make sure that everyone has the ability to work from home since we don't know, what's going to happen when we can get back into the office. And really what we've done is every single morning at 10 o'clock, we have a team meeting, and we're really able to talk about everything that's going on, the important items, and really lift each other's spirits up and have that level of accountability, because that's, I think, the hardest part, right? So for me, I'm not good working at home. Like I never have been. I get easily distracted. My office is like my safe haven where I get to fully focus, especially being a single mom. Like there's always something to do, around the house or with the kids. So that has really been very challenging. But I will tell you that with the mechanics of our organization, being able to have all of the girls stay focused and still have the time to be able to work out the kinks with our systems. I mean, that's been such a huge blessing because we were so busy that the communication part was something that I was struggling with. Like, guys, you got to over communicate. And now everyone doesn't have a choice. So it's really given us an opportunity to take a step back, and things have slowed down for a period of time. So we've been able to really, hey, let's implement this process because now that we're slow and we're able to take a step back, okay, this works better. So that's something that has been a huge blessing.
That is awesome, and it is quite remarkable that even in the negative, if you will, you find a way to bring that into a positive and into a better improve your systems. But so with all this, I know a lot of people have gone through a loss of jobs and things like that, and I know that fortunate has been you have an incredible title. You're the short sale queen, and I know these are gonna be the times where unfortunately it's gonna come a point where you're gonna get super busy with this. What do you say to those people that unfortunately they have lost their job and they're unable to put their made their mortgage payment? What do you tell those people? How do you turn around to where it's okay? I know it's negative, but what do you tell those people?
Well, I tell those people, like the clients that are coming in or that are reaching out to us, think big picture, because it's very easy to be emotional right now and try and I see a lot of real estate agents that are giving really bad information or bad advice, like, hey, just don't make your payments right now. And that's the worst thing that you can do. If you are looking at your situation and you're saying, okay, this is temporary, then come up with a game plan on if you're going to accept a forbearance from your bank on how to come up with those payments so that you can catch up. If not, it might be a better situation for you to sell right now and keep whatever equity that you do have. If long term you realize that you're not going to recover from this, because the biggest mistake you can make is be emotional about what's going on and then not pay and lose your equity to your lender instead of keeping it. And that's what a lot of people do in these situations, where they try everything they can to hold on to the house, and they end up in a worse situation where they have to hire us to do a short sale because they no longer have equity. So if you're watching this and you have lost your job or you have lost income and you're worried, like, hey, what do I do? Figure out what your long-term plan is. What's going to happen long term? In 6 months, what is life going to look like? Are you going to be able to afford your payment? If you're not, then make the decision to sell now while you can. Keep that equity, because that significant amount of money makes a huge difference for your financial situation now, instead of losing it to late fees and interest and all of that to your bank.
That is awesome advice. And I actually remember you posted something about, forbearance, because there's a lot of people are giving bad advice and people are just going with that. And so I'm so glad that you touch to that and say, hey, if you're thinking this is the route you may not be able to, then take an action right now. So talking about that, what about the market? So let's say, a client says, hey, you're right, I want to sell, but who's buying? Is it really happening right now? Are people still buying? So what do you tell, what is your take on that as far as the market going and where we are today?
Yeah, absolutely. So people, even through this whole pandemic, people are still buying. We're still selling. People are still moving, because people still have to do something with their houses if they're relocating, or, if they're already having a hardship and they have to get out. So it's always the right time to buy and sell is, I guess, the overall answer. But for me, what I think is going to happen and what we're going to see is a lot of inventory that's going to hit the market in the next 6 to 12 months, because people are going to be forced to sell. So I think we're going to see this come in waves as a result of everything that's happened. For the people that are going through forbearance, in the next couple months, they're going to realize, hey, I can't pay that full payment, so I need to do something. And then in the next year, when people are trying to do loan modifications with their bank, and they're going to realize the only option I have is to sell. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see a couple different waves from as a result of COVID-19. So I think that's something that real estate agents need to pay attention to, because it's going to get crazy for sure. Yeah,
that is so true. You see right now the market is actually starting to go crazy. So it is definitely the time to, guys, if you're looking into sell, this is the time. And I want to put Nicole's information at the end so you can touch base with her. But so Nicole, out of the stress that we all been in, what do you anything you want to share that has happened to you that brought some joy, or is just something funny, something that you're like, oh my goodness, I like to share this with somebody?
Bringing me joy, just realizing like how me and my kids have been able to reconnect, and they never want to go back to school, which I'm like, hurry up, where can I drop them off, but that has brought me a lot of joy, just being able to really connect with them. And just not even realizing like our day-to-day, how we're so caught up in just everything, right? That's just life.
Right.
Like we're trying to move the needle. And like I said, I do travel a lot. So that has personally brought me a lot of joy, but I don't know about anything funny, because right now we're just trying to move things forward.
No, I think that is what I was going at. And I think you just hit it, being able to reconnect with your kids and and I can tell you though, that watching you, with your kids in some of those, videos that you've posted, you did find, something to bring joy in the midst of chaotic. So that I commend you for that. That was very inspiring to me to watch and go through your story. So thank you. So to finish up, Nicole, what message going forward do you want? I know you talked about the next 6 to 12 months, but what message do you want to tell your viewers as they're viewing this, that you want to leave them with, as they are, okay, it's time to move forward, but what message do you, as a professional real estate agent and as the queen of short sale, all the things what do you tell those people? Hey, this is what Nicole wants to tell you.
Yeah, I think as we continue to try and move the needle forward in life and try to, really get back to what we were doing as far as work or trying to just survive, I think it's really important to just remember all the things that we've learned through this process, right? Like with us taking a step back, I know everybody's experienced this, realizing like what's really important, right? Like if you're healthy, if you are able to pay your bills, if you have a roof over your head, like there's other things we could just figure out. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important to, realize that there's always going to be opportunity, even in the worst times. I went through 08, 09, like people didn't think that they could survive. The worst of the worst, and they thrived. Like the best businesses thrived in these kind of times. And so I really think that it's all about your perspective. It's all about how you choose to look at the opportunity. So if I can leave you with anything, then just understand that it's all the way when you wake up in the morning, like what are you going to do in your life every day to move the needle forward in your life, in your business? Because that's what's going to make the difference in 6 months to a year on where you're going to be at in your business, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're just trying to, get up and get going. So
that is awesome. And I think one word that just took out what you just said was perspective. And I think that is by far the best, the great advice that you're giving to people. Just have a perspective and be grateful for what you have. So I commend you for that. And I just want to tell you, I found the car for you. So stay tuned. With real estate, you're gonna absolutely love it, and he's gonna speak Nicole everywhere. So I am excited for that. That happens. But so we're gonna get more into it when we're together. But I want to thank you, Nicole. I know you're super busy and making time, for this. It means so much. So thank you so much.
Anything for you.
I appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. And that is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for being with us today on our episode number 5 of Let's Get Real with Real Estate. Maximus and I were grateful that you were here. Share it with somebody, let them know about this show. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe. You have incredible videos in there. So until then, we talk to you soon.